Welcome to the Vibe Vibe Studio, you guys. Tonight's case is the third part to our case we're dealing with Janiyah Russell's. It's like it's slowing down, but hold on, y'all. I think we're good with the volume tonight. Okay, yes, we are. We are good. I'm working, so welcome to the Vibe Vibe Studio. On Vibe Vibes with Jocelyn, we shine the spotlight where others are afraid to. We expose evil. We speak for the vulnerable. We stand for children. So tonight, this is part 3 of the Janiyah Russell case. And it is deep. And it's been a lot. And what we're uncovering is scary. It gets even deeper, you guys. It gets darker. And it raises even more questions. If you watch part 1 and 2, it was disturbing. So buckle up. Because on this channel, we don't protect abusers. We protect the innocent. So let's get into it, you guys. Yeah, it was a lot. So we're just gonna jump right in because like I said last week, it is a long documentary. So we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna pick up. Actually, we're gonna pick up on the interrogation of Janiyah's father's girlfriend. Well, her stepmom. So let's go.
In the move today, and I just wanted to get certain things out the way, like that she'll be dressed and ready for today, and it just went sour.
When you say it went sour, what do you mean?
She's not here anymore. That's what I mean. She's not here anymore. She's not. That's my fault. So what's going to happen to me now?
I don't know. We got to talk about it more.
But you know what? It's a lot more helpful now that we know the truth.
Because it makes sense. It does.
We were thinking a lot worse stuff. I mean, we weren't thinking you were a monster. We're thinking you had an accident or something happened.
It was an accident.
Absolutely. Sounds like it to me.
Did you put her in the bathtub this morning and run the water for her?
But she was already laying down when I was running the water. Like, before you even get the water in there, she was already laying down. Like
Laying on her stomach or her back?
No, she was laying on her back, just chilling, waiting on the tub to fill up. That's what I said.
But she was awake.
She was wide awake. Then just out of nowhere, she's on her stomach and her head's on her side. And I'm like, what the fuck?
So that's when you took her out of the tub?
Yeah.
And was she breathing?
I didn't know. I thought she was still playing. And she was tricking me. I really did.
Okay.
I thought she was tricking me.
Now, dummy, she knows that baby wasn't tricking her. Because in the first part, she explained how advanced this little girl was. She skipped pre-K, she skipped kindergarten. They threw her right in first grade because she was that bright, she was that alert. So to think that this baby would not stand up in the tub and laying face down, playing, none of this makes sense. It doesn't make sense. She's going to have to come up with something a lot better than this.
The whole time, I thought she was breathing. I did. I really did.
So did you take her out of the tub? Did you drain the water?
Yes.
And then once you took her out of the tub, what did you do?
I thought she was just playing. I got her dressed. And I laid her back down because I thought she was just tired. That might sound crazy, but I haven't ever lived through nothing like that before. And with the type of kid we have, I'm just thinking it's all fun and games. So I'm like, okay, Janiyah, it's not funny no more. You need to go and get up. And she's still not saying nothing to me. So I'm like blowing in her mouth, trying to see if she needs oxygen or something. Like, I was just playing at that point. I wasn't even taking it seriously. So I'm just like, okay, if you don't need me doing this, then let me know. And she's still not saying nothing. So I'm just like, what the heck is going on? And that's when I was like, okay, no. I had to call her dad, like, Janiyah's not breathing. And then that's when he was like, okay, hurry up and call the hospital.
So when you had taken her out of the tub and you thought she was playing, because she was unresponsive.
Yeah.
She was limp, I'm guessing. And then did you start to give her breaths, you're saying? Yes? Okay, because you're nodding yes. And then you thought she was playing.
Yes, I still thought she was playing.
How much time went by until you called Richard? From the time you said, because you said you were breathing in her mouth.
After I thought she was playing, because I couldn't breathe
She thought for 5 minutes that this little girl was playing dead in the tub, when holding her breath. Holding her breath. This girl is lying through her teeth. I can't wait for her to get exposed.
I was trying to blow the air in her mouth. I couldn't really blow it in. It was almost like she was closing her mouth. So it was almost like I couldn't even blow the air in her mouth. So I'm just like, okay, you playing. I'm gonna just leave you alone. I covered her back up, but when I came back, she had that look on her face, and I'm just like, something's wrong. You're not changing. You're not blinking. You're not responding to me at all. Like, at some point in time, she, Mommy, I'm just kidding. Something would change. And it's just like, at no point in time, I went in the room and everything. Nothing changed. And at that point, I'm just like, okay, no, something's wrong. And I waited too long.
How much time you think went by?
I don't know.
And that
I
was
don't
when you
know.
called Richard? And then he told you to call for help?
I didn't even stay on the phone with him for a minute.
Okay. And then you called us?
Yes.
Okay. And then did you do CPR again with the upper end?
Yes.
Okay.
I should have just said definitely didn't.
Is there anything else we need to know about? Did she slip? Did she hit her head?
That's what I was thinking. Like, I've been trying to figure that out this whole time. Because she had possibly slipped and hit her head in the tub. Like, how can I miss that?
You said she was laying down when you put her in.
Exactly. So that idea went out the window. What happened?
Operator, this is Detective Conover. Same person as present. We're going to stop for now. Time is 14:07.
As you can see, within the short space of time between Chevion's first and second interviews, the timeline she initially gave police has been completely disrupted. And I think the important question there is why. We could spend a lot of time playing spot the difference and create a whole new timeline based on her second interview. But I think the main point of contrast is the fact that Chevion now is claiming Janiyah's bath happened on the early morning of September 11th, not the night before, sometime just before 911 was called. And this certainly changes the dynamic. She further claims that Janiyah wasn't responsive and acting normal after the bath, stating that she thought Janiyah was just playing around or being dramatic. Janiyah's body was in fact loose or limp when she was carried out of the tub. She was also laid over the tub, something Chevion didn't mention in her first interview. In fact, Chevion's first interview paints the picture that Janiyah was responsive, active, and totally coherent, at least in the bath and shortly after getting out of it. But the child's condition must have been bad enough to cause some concern because Chevion proceeded to blow breaths into Janiyah's mouth before she called 911. Yet after this and dressing her, Chevion left Janiyah on the couch and went back to bed. When she finally checks on the child again, 911 is called. This is where Chevion adds that water was coming out of Janiyah's mouth as she performed CPR on the girl, while under the instruction of the emergency dispatcher. Now tell me, at what point in this new timeline would you have called for help? And if someone going through this experience didn't call for help, what might be their reasons? There's so much conflicting information in Chevion's first two interviews. There's so much obvious deception. But that big question still lies in that one single word. Why? Why lie? Well, there's still so much more to talk about. A short while after Chevion's second interview concludes, police decide to take Chevion back to the apartment and have her do a video reenactment of what happened earlier that morning prior to the 911 call. They, much like you and I, are having trouble following her summary of events.
This is Detective Conover, P number 8388. This will be one video reenactment.
Like, how can I miss?
We are not going to just breeze past the filth that they were living in. So, look at this. This poor baby.
Word. Why? Why lie? Well, there's still so much more to talk about. A short while after Chevion's second interview concludes, police decide to take Chevion back to the apartment and have her do a video reenactment of what happened earlier that morning prior to the 911 call. They, much like...
Look at this mess that this baby was living in. Wow. This is deplorable. Ooh. Let's keep going, you guys. Let's keep going.
Like you and I are having trouble following her summary of events.
This is Detective Conover, P number 8388. This will be one video reenactment. Today's date, or the event number, I'm sorry, is 1909-000-50332. Today's date is September 11th, 2019. The time is 17:26 hours. Also present is Detective Hernandez, P number
7567.
and also we have Chevion Miller, and that's SHEV Huan. Miller is common spelling. And Shavion's date of birth is 7/4 of 96. The location where we are is 4855 Boulder Highway, Building N like Nora, apartment 1161, Las Vegas, Nevada 89121. We are here related to a child death. And Shavion, if you could, now you know this is all voluntary. You don't have to participate. Do you agree to go ahead and move forward with us to help us understand what happened today? Yes? Can you verbally say, okay, there we go. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna hand you the doll. What I like to do is I'd like you to take the doll into the bathroom and show me when you gave Janiyah the bath this morning. Can you show me how she was in the tub when you started the tub water? So she was.
She started out.
So she was laying on her back
Yes.
with her head towards the top of the tub, I'll call it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then did you turn the water on for her?
Yeah. I already had this in the tub.
Okay. So you put the plug in.
Inside. You leave over here. Not too
Okay.
hot, not too cold. The water was running. I left the room, started smoking a cigarette, came back, and she was like this.
Okay. So she was face down in the tub at this time, with her head turned to her right side.
Yes.
Okay. How full was the bathtub?
Well, you see this?
That ring right there.
Yeah.
So it was a full tub.
Yeah.
Was the water still running?
Now keep in mind, she's 5. Why would she do that? That makes no sense. She laid on her back, and then she rolled over on her face, and she drowned herself. Make it make sense.
I think I might have turned it off already. I don't recall that part.
Okay. Do you remember if you turned it off when you came in and saw her like that, or you turned it off prior to it being like
I
that?
don't remember that part exactly. I don't
Okay.
remember if I already had it off, and I don't remember that part exactly at all.
Okay. And then when you saw her like that, what did you do?
I immediately brought her up.
Okay.
I was like, I sent her right here.
You set her
She
on.
was
Did you
just
have to
fine.
hold her?
No. That's why I thought she was just fine. So when I got her out and she was just, kind of looser than normal, I'm just like, still not really thinking nothing up because, like I said, I didn't have the booter up here. So I'm thinking, she was just kidding or something, maybe. And,
Would you describe her as being limp?
like I said, she was looser than normal, yes. But like I said, since I didn't have to hold her up here, I didn't really think too much of it right then and there. And like I said, I really didn't think much of it at all until I came back to check on her and she was just not responding.
Did you say anything to her when she was in the tub or when you got her out? Did you talk to her?
I think that's what I was telling you. I was like, Janiyah, quit playing. And then
Did she respond?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say yeah, and I'm not gonna say no,
Okay.
because it's like I kind of feel like I'm just the one that hair too. Like I don't.
For her eyes open or closed?
Her eyes were open.
Now, when we talked to you at the hospital, you said that you gave her some breaths. You actually breathed into her mouth.
Yeah, and I thought she was just playing. That's when I had actually got her dressed and stuff. He put her on the couch, and I thought she was just.
How much does this kid play? You cannot possibly keep saying, I think she's playing. I thought she was playing. I thought she was playing. I thought she was playing when she wasn't breathing. I thought she was playing when she was laying in the tub lifeless. What is going on here? Jesus.
Playing, so I had her on the couch, and I'm like,
Where was that at?
Can show us how that went happen.
so she's already dressed and stuff like that, and she's here on the couch.
Wait, you got
the way she was
Yeah,
laying that way?
yeah.
Not this way?
No, she
Okay.
don't. She don't. Live.
hold on. You got her out and got her dressed.
Yeah.
Can you go through the process? Okay, so you got her out of the tub.
Got her off the tub. I normally carry her out. Came laid her right here. Put her clothes on her.
Okay.
So at this point, like I said, I'm still thinking she's just joking
She is 5. Why are you dressing her? You just keep digging and digging yourself deeper and deeper. You better just shut your mouth.
around and stuff. So I'm like, okay, you need to stop playing. So I put her up here.
She playing
Then I
again.
walk off. Because like I said, I'm thinking like, maybe I think too much of it. Come back. And I'm like, and And I come back and check on her. I don't recall exactly at the point of when, you know, I kind of still jokingly was, you know, over her like, oh, you want me to blow some butts in you? And I'm like doing that. And I felt like she was blocking me from doing it because maybe it was like the position that she was in or something. But I felt like she was blocking me. So I'm like, oh, you don't need no breaths. Like, you're playing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking she's still playing. But when I realized she still had that same look on her face, I'm just like, okay, something's wrong.
Oh my
How many
God.
breaths
Yeah,
do you
something
think
is
you
really
gave
wrong.
her?
At that point in time, like I said, I wasn't really being too serious. So it's probably like 2 or 3, you know?
Okay.
Nothing severe as it should have been.
Did she react? Did she say anything to you?
No. She just, it kind of seemed like she was just spitting out something. Like, you know, like she was just.
You thought she was playing.
When did you dress her in?
The clothes that she had on, the leggings with the, I don't remember exactly what was on the show, but I remember there's a t-shirt.
A t-shirt, pajama bottoms?
It weren't pajama bottoms, but they were legging pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
And underpants?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I keep forgetting because that's automatic.
Okay.
But, yeah, at that point when I had her up here, and I realized she wasn't responding, then I called the ambulance, and they told me to move her to the floor and her. And then that's where they told me to properly position her and then perform the CPR as I gave her the breaths, you know, and then they kind of would me through the process.
Did any fluid come out of her mouth when you were giving her CPR?
Yes, that's what I was telling you before, but that was 2 different instances. Actually, that's in the one missing detail because like I said, I was out here kind of playing about the post, and then like I said, actually before, you know, when I'm like, you know, on the phone with you guys, like when I'm trying to call her dad, like, okay, something's wrong. That point, that's when I tried CPR myself, and that's when the fluids was coming out her mouth.
So you did chest compressions?
Yes,
Okay.
that was before I was instructed to it.
So not just the breaths you gave her,
Yeah.
but also the chest compressions?
Yes, I did. But like I said, once I realized, you know, it was serious, I actually, you know, cupped her nose, blew in her mouth. I mean, I probably wasn't doing it right, but liquid was coming out. So at that point, I'm really concerned. And when I walked off and came back, she was like spitting out or something. I'm not really sure what was going on, if it was her or if it was just the reaction, but it was something was like mucus was coming out.
Then she was on the couch?
And she was on the couch, yeah. And when I walked off and I came back, her head was actually like this, like to the side. But she was like straight up and down at first. And when I walked off and came back, she was like to the side, so it was like falling out the side. And I'm like, okay, no. And that's when I called CPR. They told me to get her on the floor and to do it that way.
How was her body to the touch?
Her body was warm. Her hands were cold.
And was the
Her
tub
hands are
warm?
normally cold.
Tub water warm?
Yes, the tub water was warm. Her hands and feet are normally cold once she get out of stuff. So at first, that's what I'm saying. A lot of signs of it really made me feel like it was just her playing alone. Just her normally, because if she get off the...
Please tell me, what kind of game is this? What kind of game is the little girl playing? I don't understand it. She's been playing since 12 midnight the night before the father went to work. She had spit on her pillow. She thought she was playing. She tried to take her pulse on her neck, and she felt like she was playing and holding her breath. She put her in the tub. She left to have a cigarette, came back. The baby was on her face. She thought she was playing in. She takes her out the tub. She's semi-lifeless, but she thought she was still playing. Come on now. I don't even know why they're wasting our taxpayer dollars on this one. This is a no-brainer.
tub, she's wet. Her hands and feet are cold. She don't have socks on. Her hands and feet get cold. So, like I said, her body was warm to the touch, but her hands were cold. And
Was she breathing when she got out of the tub?
that I didn't really check for because I was not really sure at the moment that anything was wrong.
How was her head? Did her head bobble like she was asleep? Or
When I picked her up out the tub, that's what I'm saying. I really am paying attention. Like I said, normally I get her out, come in here, get dressed, whatever kids may be. And then I placed her on the floor. So I didn't really,
you had to dress her, right? She didn't dress herself.
yeah, no, she didn't dress herself. I normally help her to dress her, but that time it was me dressing her.
Because she couldn't dress herself at that time, could
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Because she was still playing.
Because she's unconscious.
I'm assuming so.
There we go.
And then what else were you at see?
It's falling apart.
So we have the positioning, we know it closed, we know that you called 911.
You said you walked off. What do you mean you walked off? You said you did some breaths, and you walked off. Did you walk to the bathroom? Did you walk to the
No, I walked in the room.
Okay.
You talking about when I was like, oh, I thought she was just
Yeah.
coming? No, I had walked in the room real quick because I had
Okay,
a cigarette.
just over there.
Yeah, just
Gotcha.
right here.
Okay.
And I would, I puffed it and I came right
You
back.
didn't step outside or
No,
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure, she was still okay because she just looked offish. Like she seemed like she was playing because she looked like she was just staring at me.
Oh
But
my.
in a sense, she just seemed off.
Okay. Now we know that you called for help a little after 8 o'clock in the morning.
No, it was 7.
Okay.
Who'd you call first?
I called her dad and then I called him right after, but it was at 7:45.
Because they record all the calls, and I have a log of the call.
If you have the phone, you can go through your call list and they'll show the 911 time.
Okay. And then we showed up at the hospital.
Because once I
and-
realized, okay, I was upset that I even waited that long. And as you can see, that probably simply caused the situation to progress with.
Okay, so now the dad didn't come in until the second part of this. He went to go get plasma because neither one of them work. He went to go get plasma. Then he went to Popeyes. So he's there with his gentleman friend. You got to go back to number 2 to see dad. So dad is, I don't know, allegedly. But the dad is sitting there eating and he's like, all like this and everything. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Let's keep going.
Because she could have probably been saved if I would have noticed that from the beginning something was wrong. But I'm really thinking she was just playing.
Okay. So come in here and I want to show you something. So I remember I told you a lot of our investigation is scientific. A lot of the things that we do.
Yeah.
Now when we saw Janiyah a couple hours later, after y'all had gotten to the hospital, we noticed a lot of bruising on her face, on her abdomen, on her arms, on her legs. She was bruised and cut up, but not a lot of cuts, but a lot of bruises.
Okay, and let's not forget that morning she went outside to play and allegedly got jumped by the kids in the little complex that they're in. Came home, she was beat up. She had scratches on her face. She had bruises all over her back. But yet this woman didn't hear her scream. There was nothing to alarm her that something was going on outside. So the little girl comes in, she's disoriented and all this stuff. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case.
Did you notice any of that? Now because you had put her in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And you had taken her out of the bathtub and you had dressed her. The bruises were very obvious to us. Did you notice that extensive bruising
No.
when she was in the tub?
As you can see, the light in the ear is nowhere near as bright as it is anywhere else. But nonetheless, in light, you can see. I told you, like, the face and stuff, yes, I get to see that. But and then, like I said, the one on I don't even know where that came from. I literally just saw that. But the arms and stuff like that, and I don't know about anything else other than the face and then that mark right there.
She wasn't bleeding when she came in here. She didn't have any cuts.
So you remember I did tell you that her mouth was red, like she was bleeding, and then she was like spitting out blood from the other day when, because I give her a bath all the time.
But was she spitting out the blood from the prior day?
Huh?
Or was that this morning?
No, that was the part.
From yes, okay. So one of the things we do is, and like I said, it's scientific, and we test for blood.
Yeah, I know.
And what I can tell you, come on over here. You see the blue here by the tub edge, and you see the blue inside the tub. That's blood residue. That's blood.
Oh, that's
So
blood.
what that tells us is that she was in the bathtub, and then I want to show you something. So I remember I told you a lot of our investigation is scientific. A lot of the things that we do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go back just a little bit to see the blood that they're seeing.
Now when we saw Janiyah a couple hours later, after y'all had gotten to the hospital, we noticed a lot of bruising on her face, on her abdomen, on her arms, on her legs. She was bruised and cut up, but not a lot of cuts, but a lot of bruises. Did you notice any of that? Now because you had put her in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And you had taken her out of the bathtub and you had dressed her. The bruises were very obvious to us. Did you notice that extensive bruising
No.
when she was in the tub?
As you can see, the light in the ear is nowhere near as bright as it is anywhere else. But nonetheless, in light, you can see. I told you like the face and stuff. Yes, I did see that. But as far and then like I said, the one on the I don't even know where that came from. I literally just saw that. But the arms and stuff like that, and I don't know about anything else other than the face and then that mark right there.
But she wasn't bleeding when she came in here. She didn't have any cuts.
So you remember I did tell you that she her mouth was red, like she was bleeding, and then she was like spitting out blood from the other day when because I give her a bath all the time.
Was she spitting out the blood from the prior day?
Huh?
Or was that this morning?
No, that was the part.
From yes, okay. So one of the things we do is, and like I said, it's scientific, and we test for blood.
Yeah, I know.
And what I can tell you, come on over here. You see the blue here by the tub edge, and you see the blue inside the tub.
Mm-hmm.
That's blood residue. That's blood.
Oh, she's trying to clean her.
Oh, that's
So what that tells us is that she was in the bathtub, and then on the bed here, and on the tub here, where you said that you leaned her over. There's blood on the floor,
no.
and there's blood in. Well, it's science.
It will be good right here too if the drill tip. That's what I would say first off. It did not, none of that. And you can come and retest all this if you need to. But it will be dripping off the tub if she would have been hanging over the lid. That did not happen at all.
Well, if she was over far enough, it would have either got on the towel that was lying on the floor.
It was.
Oh, there was blood on the towel?
It was mixed in with water, and I cleaned up the mess from, and it was just sitting there.
So how does the blood get in the tub?
Because the tub probably wasn't properly cleaned up.
From?
The last time she had the bathroom when the incident first happened, from when she came in, all.
You're saying that this blood that is in the tub here was from a day before?
Yes, because I ran this water more than one time. So it's like the fact that that's still in there, that's really surprising. That means I don't do a good job there. I didn't clean it out, to be honest.
Okay.
But you can see it's a ring around the tub.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's pretty dirty. I'm not
So you're saying that blood is from
That's old.
the altercation from the day before?
Yes, because I'm telling you, if she was over here dripping blood, first of all, she wouldn't have been sitting here like that, and this would be completely blood.
Because that looks like a lot of blood to me.
It do, but it wasn't. It was mixed with water. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
Yeah, that wasn't. That looks like a lot of blood to me as well, and that's a lot of bleeding. All of that, that's a lot.
And have you cut yourself in the tub? Any bleeding from you in the tub?
I bled. I cut my hands.
Okay.
Yeah, I bled plenty of times. Like.
So when you bathed Janiyah yesterday, after the altercation, Janiyah, I'm sorry, she had blood in her mouth. Okay, and she washed out in the tub or in the sink?
No, she washed out the tub. I had immediately put her in.
Okay, because we have blood on the sink as well.
Well, I told you I cleaned her off with some tissue as well. So I don't know exactly.
Is this the tissue here that you cleaned her with?
Probably not, because it would be red. Whoops. But yeah, I don't know where this. I don't. Did you guys already get it up?
Yeah, we already could say.
Yeah.
So, and this is for the ID guys are gonna process it. So and we took your swab, right? They took your swab already. So we're gonna know your DNA, your blood, their blood, your boyfriend's blood. Is that pretty much gonna be her blood, or is that some of your blood, or?
It could be a mixture of any.
Okay.
But that towel has been sitting there, so it's like that could have been old already. You know what I'm saying?
Like old blood?
That's what I said. That tub wasn't cleaned out right.
Okay.
Because the fact that it looks like that, it didn't look like that when I put her in it.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like I would have seen the bloody tub with her in it. It didn't look like that, and I think it would have been probably, I don't know.
Okay.
That's really. I mean, you guys are doing what you have to do.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And we're gonna analyze all that stuff, and
Yeah, of course.
that's science stuff. Again, we got the doctor tomorrow, so we'll come talk to you guys afterwards.
Please.
All right, this concludes the interview. Same person is present. The time is 17:41.
Chevion Miller is allowed to leave that day and she returns to the apartment with Richard. No arrests were made on the day Janiyah died. But the following day, September 12th, she'll do one final interview on video in formal interrogation style. We'll come back to that in a moment. But Janiyah's father, Richard Davis, was also interviewed about Janiyah's death. There's no available audio or video from his interview, but I have the transcripts, which Las Vegas Metro Police charged me $600 for, and some of the information divulged in them is hair-raising, especially when...
Now that doesn't, excuse me, that doesn't sit right with me. Why couldn't he get the dads? This doesn't sit right.
combined with some of the other information I've gathered. If you recall, some of the observed damage to Janiyah's body was found on her bottom, specifically in the form of bruises, and these contusions were fresh. Because Chevion mentioned that Richard hits Janiyah with a belt sometimes as a form of discipline, when the detective spoke to him, they decided to go further into detail with Richard about his parenting methods, and this is where some seriously alarming information was leaked. When questioned, Richard claims the last time he used a belt on his daughter was roughly Sunday, the 8th of September. He stated that the reason was because Janiyah had a tendency to remove the diaper or clothing off the two little kids that he and Chevion babysit and do something he described as really strange or really bad. The transcripts are censored, so the exact details are unknown. But these two little girls were not the same two little girls that he was watching for his ex-coworker, Liz. In fact, these children were the ones that Chevion described in her interviews as her nieces. Richard...
Okay, they did mention that Janiyah did get caught kissing the two little girls that they were babysitting. This is so strange.
Referred to them in the same manner before clarifying that they weren't actually related to him or Chevion, but rather belonged to a long-term friend of Chevion's who lived with them for a little while up until that week. This is the woman Chevion referred to as her sister, and her name is Dejanay Williams, or Dejanay Johnson as she's later named in court documents. According to Richard, it was Dejanay that caught Janiyah doing the really bad aforementioned stuff to her children, and she informed him about it. He claims he had to discipline Janiyah for that because it wasn't stuff she should be doing. One detective asks him, "So she took off a baby's diaper and was blank?" Again, I can only speculate about the censored information based on further context. Regardless, Richard answered yes, and then was asked, "Does she blank her own blank?" To which Richard claims he doesn't know and states that he's very hands-off when it comes to girls. He doesn't even like it if he has to go to the bathroom with Janiyah and prefers that Chevion handle all that. It's weird and it makes him uncomfortable. At one point, Richard is asked, "Are you implying that at 5 she blank?" Again, censored information, so we'll have to guess what's being said based on further context. Richard answers saying that couldn't be possible at Janiyah's age. He's also asked if Janiyah ever mentioned being sexually assaulted to him. He said no, but she always seemed like she wanted to tell him something. Janiyah also had trouble sleeping at night and would frequently wake up in what Richard described as a real deep sweat, not like a normal sweat. He did mention, however, that he knew she...
But he beats her. He's getting a feeling that something is going on with his daughter, but he's beating her when she's acting out like this. He's a creep anyway. You guys need to go back to watch part 2. He's very creepy.
Went through some stuff with her biological mother when she was younger, but that stuff was never elaborated on. As far as I know, and from what I can gather, there aren't any allegations of sexual misconduct at the hands of Janiyah's birth mom. Regardless, Janiyah was beaten by Richard with a belt for what she did to Dejanay's youngest child. By his own admission, she was struck 20 times on her bare bottom. When asked if he was upset, Richard said extremely, because what Janiyah had done, in his words, was very, very bad. He even recalled seeing visible damage begin to form on her bottom while in the process of beating her. So much so that it caused him to stop and realize it was a little too much, before making her go and stand in the corner for 30 minutes. He was also asked if he may have missed her buttocks with the belt and hit her legs, and he said possibly. Now, cops described bruising to one of her legs as so severe that it went down to the bone. It literally affected all of her leg tissue. If the bruising on her leg was caused by this spanking before she was made stand in a corner for 30 minutes, I can only imagine how much pain and fear this little girl was going through. And Richard claims he didn't use a belt on her often, but the belt that he used had no clasp or buckle. This was clearly a belt that was kept for one purpose, and that purpose was attacking someone. It was used to harm someone who seemed to be already dealing with the most horrible trauma imaginable. Trauma a 5-year-old girl should never have to face. If you ask me, this child needed help long before she was murdered. And in my opinion, she was crying out for that help. Cries that it seems to me were met with a belt. So regardless of who you think killed Janiyah by the end of this, I want you to remember what her father definitely did. Remember what he did instead of actually going and getting her help. He should have got her professional help, but instead, he tried to beat it out of her. That's a fact. How else can you describe the details that you just heard? But it might be important at this point to clarify just how Janiyah ended up in the custody of Richard Davis. About a year prior to
I just remember something. Part 1. It starts off, hold on. excuse me. It starts off with Janiyah. She's sitting on her grandmother's lap, and the grandmother had gotten her ready to go with her dad. But while she's sitting there, she says to her grandmother, "Daddy hurts me. I don't want to go because Daddy hits me. He hits me." And the grandmother goes, no, he doesn't. She goes, "Daddy hits me. You know, he keeps hitting me." So this is what she's saying in part 1. But even the grandmother at that point should have said, "I need to talk to your dad." Everybody fails her. And I like to say, when there's something like this, and you have the daycare, the grandmother, the neighbor, her biological mother, her father, the mother of the 2 little girls that they babysit, they all was aware that something was going on with her. They all should go to jail. Every last one of them.
Janiyah's death. Janiyah's mother called social services on herself in Arapahoe County, Colorado, and basically admitted to being unfit to or unwilling to raise Janiyah. The child ended up in foster care at this time for a short while before Richard was contacted and informed. My understanding is that Richard flew out to Arapahoe County and visited Janiyah there while in the custody of the system. But this is where things get dark. According to sources close to the family, Janiyah claimed that her father had been touching her inappropriately during this visit. She told this to multiple people in Colorado, but nothing was done about the allegations. Social services were apparently set to step in again, but
They need to go to jail. The moment whoever this little girl told that her dad was touching her inappropriately, they need to go to jail. Because they did the autopsy in part 1, and in the autopsy she had semen underneath her nails and also on her body.
instead, Richard offered to take Janiyah back to Las Vegas and assume full custody of her. Janiyah's mother agreed to the decision, and that's how the child ended up with her father. And if you think about it, this actually lines up with what Janiyah said while sitting on her grandmother's lap in the clip I showed earlier. At the time, Tirza was under the impression that Janiyah was saying, "If my daddy's mean to me or if he touches me." But based on what we know now about the allegations in Colorado, I believe she was trying to say something else. Let's watch that clip again with this new context.
You gonna have fun with your daddy?
Yeah.
That's good. You can call Grammy anytime, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna give your daddy my phone number. Because I love you.
I'm gonna talk to my mommy, and then I'm talking to my mommy when he's being mean to me.
Okay. That ought to be interesting.
That's why mommy tell me I can don't my dad touch me, and then he's still touching me
No. Hopefully he
at the house.
we won't be doing all of that, okay? And you
Okay.
just have a great time with your daddy, okay?
Okay.
Now, at what time did they hear if? I didn't hear her say if. She said, "My daddy is still touching me at the house as plain as day." Grandma, you need to go to jail too. Line them up. Grandma, you got to go. All these people need to go to jail. Yep, my daddy's still touching me.
You tell me in the comments what you think Janiyah meant in that clip. We should also remember that a sperm sample was found on Janiyah's body, a sperm fraction was found inside her body, and there were micro tears to her private area. At this point in the investigation, those samples are still being tested. We'll be coming back to all this. This is far from over, and there's more that will tie in later. The day after Janiyah's death, Chevion is picked up by police, taken to the station, arrested for the murder of Janiyah, and formally interrogated on video. The first thing to note before this plays is that when Chevion is picked up, she has visible signs of injury on her body that were not there the day before. Not only were there marks on her wrists indicating potential self-harm, but she had what looked like 2 ligature marks around her neck as if something had been wrapped around it twice. Now remember, Chevion went home to Richard that previous night, yet it doesn't appear as though a call to emergency services on Chevion's behalf ever occurred. So put yourself in Richard Davis's shoes. Your 5-year-old daughter's suspicious death occurred mere hours ago. The only person with her at the time of her death was your girlfriend, and her story has changed over and over. Then later that night, while at home with you, your girlfriend attempts to harm herself. What is the first thing you would do? Would you call someone immediately? Or would you do nothing other than simply wait for the authorities to pick up your girlfriend the following day? I can hazard a guess as to what most completely innocent people would do. Regardless, this is Chevion's final statement.
Bang harder. Yeah, harder. Come on, you can do it. Yep, keep going.
Now, you remember yesterday I told you this was going to be kind of a scientific investigation. You know, we're detectives, and we've done this for a long time, and we know things when we see things. We're smart guys. We are. And I told you that the doctor is going to tell us what happened to this little girl. He's going to tell us what happened to this little girl. And Detective Fernandez was at the autopsy today. And I'm going to tell you right now, the injuries to that little girl are so severe, you got to explain it to me.
Can you explain to me what her injuries were, please? Because I really don't know much.
I can't explain the injuries.
Please.
She has bruising both eyes, to the sides of both face. Her mouth is cut open. She has bruising on the tops of her arms, on the back of her arms, both arms. She has bruising on the tops of her legs, on the bottom of her legs. She has bruising to her abdomen. She has bruises that are so deep that it goes to the bone. When you and I walk into a door and we get a little bruise up here, we get a little bit of a burst blood vessel up here, and that's what causes a bruise. Her bruising is so deep that the blood goes all the way to her bone.
Wow.
That baby was beat to death. No doubt about it. 100%. It's not a question.
She was alive.
We know that's what happened.
She was alive, but she wasn't told.
Yeah, I believe you. I want her
She
to
probably
believe
was.
she was alive. But she didn't get to that bathtub on her own, and she didn't make it out of that bathtub. Oh, she walked to the tub?
Yes,
Okay.
she walked to the tub.
What happened on the way to the tub?
Nothing. She was in
Dude,
the tub the whole time.
Minutes. The injury she sustained to her abdomen, minutes.
Minutes? What do
Minutes.
you mean minutes?
She had minutes to live.
What
Yes.
do you mean?
I don't know how else to explain it. She had an injury that would have killed her within minutes.
I'm confused right now.
There is nothing to confuse. She has an injury that was sustained that would have killed her within minutes.
No.
She didn't live longer than
She was
a
in
few
the
minutes.
tub. No.
I'm telling you right now, this is what showed
She
you.
was up in the tub.
That-
As I said,
Okay,
she got in
so
the tub,
she-
she was laying down.
so
So when
something- what
I
happened in
seen
the
her
tub?
laying down, I was just like,
Then what happened in the tub?
What could possibly? I don't know. I walked off and came back and seen her like that. And like I said, the only thing that I knew of that I did was laid her over the tub. That's the most that had happened.
Shavion,
What?
Shavion, look at me. Look at me for a second. Hey.
Is
Shavion.
this a joke?
This ain't a joke.
Are you serious right now?
That is not a joke. That is worse than a gunshot wound.
What is
That is
that?
not, can you tell? It's a liver. That is not a joke. Minutes.
Shavion,
I'm not lying to you. We are not lying.
you gotta tell me what happened.
I'm not making this up.
I know you're not making it up, but you're not telling us what happened.
I'm literally telling you what I know.
You were the only one in the apartment with her.
I'll be back.
I'm really confused right now.
Come on.
She is confused because they didn't take much. She's stupid anyway. It didn't take much for them to crack this case. Trust me. Not with this idiot answering the questions.
I don't even understand that. Like I said, even when I see the bruise,
I would tell him,
don't
get
even know
off
where
of
that
it.
came from. Or I would have told you, oh yeah, that's where. No, I don't know where that came from.
I do.
What?
I do.
You.
Where did it come from?
It came from you.
No, it didn't.
It did.
It did not.
Yes,
I'm
it did.
telling you, it didn't.
You don't. It's okay.
No, it's not. I'm not gonna. No, this is not okay.
You did it. And we know.
No, I didn't.
And we know.
You did.
What did I
But you
do?
have to explain to me why.
What did I do?
You-
If you know that I did that.
What did she do that was so bad?
What did I do if you know I did that to her? How did I possibly do that?
You beat her to death.
No,
you did.
no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I did
You
not.
did.
Those injuries that we saw, that type of injury
No.
comes from car crashes, from airplane crashes, and for people to fall from extreme heights off of the top of buildings.
No,
This isn't an accident.
no,
was
she
intentional.
wasn't alive when she got in the tub. This was not intentional. She was very well and alive.
Shavion.
I don't know what could have possibly happened. I did not beat her to death. I did not.
You did.
I really didn't.
Well, there's only 2 people in that apartment,
I didn't. I don't know how that possibly happened.
and Richard's one. That's it. And by the look of your neck, and by the look of your wrists, that's somebody who feels guilty.
That I did not do
Why else
enough.
would you try and hurt yourself?
I didn't do enough. I thought she was playing.
I think you did enough.
I didn't help her when she should have been helped.
That's right, because that's your job to protect her.
Exactly.
And I don't know if you lost your cool, if she did something
What?
to upset you,
Oh my gosh.
but this is the time to explain it. Because all
I cannot explain this.
Because the medical evidence is what it is.
Can I see the rest of the medical evidence, please?
No, well, there'll be plenty of time for that.
No,
You
it's
saw
not
the
plenty
picture
of
of
time
her?
for that. No, I need to know.
You're going to have a lot of time where you going to read that.
Oh, I need to know what else you guys, because this is really mind-blowing to me right now.
Her internal injuries were so beat up that she fled to death.
No.
Yes,
She had no plan to time to have blood coming out of her.
inside her belly. Inside her belly.
No. No.
They took so much blood out of her belly. I
No.
have never seen that much blood.
This has to be a joke.
It's not. I trust you. Listen, this is far from a joke. But once you tell
Are
me the
you
truth, you'll feel
serious?
better. I promise you, you'll feel better.
I cannot feel better about something I didn't do.
You did it.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Stop.
I'm telling you, I did not.
The time for this.
No.
This is over.
No.
It is.
No.
You told me that Richard was gone. You told me he was gone, that he checked out. He was at the clinic. We know that the injury to her liver was so severe that she...
Now, I will tell you what's disturbing. The fact that their daddy was at the plasma center giving blood. I don't want none of Richard's blood. Trust me when I tell you. They shouldn't have been taking Richard's blood. Trust me. I wish you guys go back and look at Dad. Dad, you don't want his blood. Facts.
She died within minutes of the injury. He wasn't in
No.
the apartment.
She was alive. She was alive. There was no reason she could have possibly died from an injury like that when she was alive. The whole time in the tub until I walked off.
Tell me what happened.
I walked off from her. That was it.
No.
Yes.
The time for sticking to this story is over. You can't fight evidence. We have medical evidence that shows how she died. This isn't a game. This isn't a joke. I'm not trying to...
She had water coming out of her.
I agree. She did have water coming out of her. That's not what killed her. What? She bled to death.
No, she didn't. I'm telling you, no. Janiyah was alive in the tub.
Tell me what happened.
No.
Please.
I didn't do anything.
Please explain to me why this beautiful little girl, this
Gorgeous.
beautiful little girl that just turned 5, she should be running around with pigtails in her hair. She should be swimming and playing with her friends. But
We
unfortunately,
were just doing all that stuff.
she can't do that anymore.
We were just doing all of that stuff with her. This doesn't add up.
She should be doing it.
I really don't know where that. No, I don't know where that came from. I do not know.
He said, try the stockings.
This is the time to tell me.
I'm telling you. I don't know.
You have to tell me the truth.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Please don't let this little girl's death go unjustified.
I'm telling
Please
you.
don't do that to her.
I'm telling you.
She doesn't deserve it. She's an innocent.
There is
beautiful
no
little
way.
girl.
I'm telling you, there's no way
Help me.
that she could have possibly. I told you, the most that I know of that hurt her, she got into a scuffle. I didn't even realize she had that bruise on her stomach until that day.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen. Look at me. Look at me. Hey. Chevion, look at me. The injury to her liver. She bled to death in a matter of minutes. It didn't happen at a scuffle out in the yard. It didn't happen from bonking her head on another kid's head.
There is no reason she could have possibly gotten an injury like that.
I know. There's only
nothing.
one way it happened.
There is no way. I'm telling you, there is no way she could have possibly gotten an injury like that. She was very well and alive and sitting up when I left the bathroom.
I see those injuries all the time.
No.
No, I do.
No.
I see children with lacerated livers
No.
all the time.
No.
I see children with lacerated small intestines. I see children with lacerated large intestines. I see children with lacerated hearts, with broken ribs, with their heads smashed.
No.
I see all that.
That wasn't her.
And it only happens from one thing,
That was not her.
because someone close to them,
That
someone
wasn't
who
her.
loves them.
No, I'm telling you.
And I believe
That
you
didn't
love
happen like
little
that.
girl.
But I did not.
I do believe that you loved her. But I believe something happened to upset you.
No. No.
And I want to.
No.
And if it was an
No.
accident, you need to tell me that it was an accident.
No, it
You
wasn't.
have to
It wasn't an
explain what
accident. That I don't know how that happened.
I do. She was beat to death.
You can't say it was by me.
You were the only one there.
I don't care who was there. It wasn't me.
Are you going to tell me that some ghost came in and did this? When there are only two people in a room and one person ends up dead, that's it. You already
Can I
told
see
me.
this?
What do I say?
I'm really trying to figure out like what is really going on right now.
I'm telling you what's going on. Text Connor's telling you what's going on.
This is
We're not
crazy.
lying to you.
I feel like somebody's lying to me.
So you could think that, but you know the truth. You know.
The truth is she was in the tub. Alive.
I'm not down there.
Walked there herself.
I believe that. Something else happened though.
I don't know what.
You do.
No, I don't.
Shit, you do.
I'm
And it's
telling
going to
you.
be the hardest thing for you ever to admit.
Oh
It
no.
is. It's
I'm telling you, I'm not gonna admit something that I didn't do. That's what I'm not gonna do. There is no way. There is no way.
Then explain it to me.
Can you explain it to me?
No, I have explained it to you a couple of times.
I'm still in disbelief. I still cannot believe this. This is a joke.
Who killed that child?
I thought, no, what?
Who killed that child?
Nobody. Like nobody should have possibly killed her.
You think that she just woke up dead?
I thought it was the tub.
You thought the tub beat her to death?
What?
When let me tell you something. Do you know what a liver is supposed to look like?
No.
Let me show you. Let me show you real quick. This is what a liver is supposed to look like. Smooth, shiny. That's the way our organs
Could that have possibly happened when I did CPR on her? Because I was pushing her whole body.
These lacerations, I told you, we see this in airplane crash victims. We see this in people that have been killed in car accidents.
No.
We see this in people that fall from great heights.
No.
Yes. This is what it should look like. This is what it looks like after somebody has punched or stomped on somebody's abdomen so hard
No.
that it ruptures their inside.
No.
Yes.
Nobody does anything like that.
Absolutely. People do it all the time.
No.
People do it all the time.
No.
This isn't a trick. This is real. This is Janiyah's. This is her liver. I'm not making this up. I'm not making it up. You were the only one with her. That's it. Why didn't you
Nothing happened
protect
to her in that tub.
Why didn't you protect her?
Where did it happen?
Nowhere. She was fine.
She went fine.
No,
Well,
she wasn't. But you gotta help me understand, because you seem like a nice lady. I gotta know how you were capable of doing that.
Whoa, no, I'm not at all.
We see two types of people.
I'm not capable of doing that.
You know, we see good people. We see people who love.
I genuinely thought it was the water. The whole, like, when I gave her CPR, it was water coming out of her. I don't understand right now. I don't understand. I thought it was the.
I know. Listen, I know you're not a monster. But sometimes people are weak, and sometimes we do things that we regret.
No.
Sometimes we make decisions that we can't take back. We do something. There's an action that we can't take back once we've done it.
That time got to be.
And this is what happened.
Something's happened.
I can't see you get.
There had to be a mix-up.
Okay, how'd you get so mad at her? What did she do?
What?
What did she do to make you that mad?
No, that's not gonna work. Cause I didn't do that.
No, you did.
No, I
There's
didn't.
no doubt about it.
It's a doubt.
No,
I didn't do that.
you were the only one in the apartment. Richard wasn't there. Her death occurred within 2 to 3 minutes. I'm not saying this. A doctor is saying this. A super smart person.
There's no way
Who was a lot more
her
educated
death
than me.
could have possibly occurred within 2 to 3 minutes. No, she was up. She was up. She was doing fine.
Is this why you tried to kill yourself last night? Is this why? I mean, 'cause I can't imagine the guilt. I can't imagine how guilty you must feel that that baby died while you were taking care of her. Now, from the looks of your wrists and the look of your neck, I'm going to say you either tried to cut yourself, but just weren't able to do it deep enough. 'Cause cutting yourself is tough. I'm going to guess that you tried to hang yourself at one point, or at least strangle yourself, so that you lost consciousness.
Her dad is feeling probably the same exact way, if not worse than me.
You don't have a mark.
The
on his
only
body.
difference.
You don't have a mark on his body. I just talked to him.
I
I've been
know.
talking to him the whole time.
I know.
He's in there crying, breaking down. I don't know what to do with him. He's so upset. He's beside himself. Now I talk to you. Not a tear in your eye. You've got cuts on your wrists. You've got contusions around your neck.
I'm in disbelief.
You can believe it because you tried to hurt yourself. Because you're feeling so bad about what you did that you tried to take your own life.
No, I feel bad
Are you-
because
hold
she
on,
was
are you-
laying
are
there
you
and I
right
thought
now?
she was fine.
Are you right now thinking in your head, if I just keep denying this?
No, I'm not thinking that at all.
Because there's so much evidence. So much.
That's what I'm thinking.
But
I
there's
mean,
only
what
one
other evidence? Like,
How much evidence do you need?
I'm really trying to figure out what is really going on.
Have you ever built a puzzle?
And who haven't?
Right? You ever, like, missing a couple pieces? You're like, oh, shoot, I'm missing a couple pieces. But you can still figure out what the picture is, right? That's where we're at. I might be missing a few pieces of the puzzle. I might be missing how it happened, why it happened, where in the apartment. I might be missing some pieces, but I got the picture. No, I got the picture. The picture's there.
This has to be wrong.
There's nothing wrong about it. Now, if you were hitting her and you went too far, you had, maybe you didn't realize how hard you were hitting her, or maybe you fell on top of her and didn't realize how hard you did that, that's understandable. But if you woke up that morning going, I'm going to beat the crap out of this little kid, that's a different person.
No.
That's what we need to figure out who we're talking to. Because I don't know who we're talking to right now. There's no amount of denial that's going to get those cuffs off today.
It's not about, I'm really trying to think right now. What could have possibly happened? I really am.
You're the only one that knows. You're the only one that knows. There's only two people that knew.
This is crazy.
Why you going with two people in the apartment? Shady online. Tell us what happened.
Don't let this little girl's death go without an explanation. She deserves it.
I didn't.
This little girl deserves the truth to be told. You owe it to her to tell her the truth.
I didn't do it.
She called you mommy. She thought of you as her mother.
If I would have known that something like that was wrong with her, she would have been 1,000 feet away from me. It doesn't matter what could have possibly happened. It doesn't matter what could be possibly going on. As long as she's okay, that's the only thing that matters. So if I would have known that something like that severe.
Isn't it just baffling how she's going to stick to this story all the way to the end? Literally. She's not going to confess. She's just going to keep going and going and going, knowing what she did. I don't know. It's really something up with the human brain. It's like, really, I want to study it. If I ever come back, that's what I'm going to do. I want to study the human brain. I need to figure it out because stupidity is always the answer. So they think.
How would you have known?
Exactly. How would I have known?
I don't know. I didn't say you knew that her liver was lacerated because no.
So if I would have known something like that was going on,
But
she would have been in the hospital.
But something
Way
happened
sooner.
there. Something happened that caused those injuries. What do you mean way sooner? What are you talking about way sooner?
What are you talking about way sooner?
You pulled her out, you dressed her, you put her on the couch, and you didn't call her.
Exactly.
You called
That's
her.
why I said something would have been done way sooner.
When she was dead.
I didn't know.
You didn't know? How do you know?
How do I know? How do I know? I don't see
Hold on, you know how I know? Because when you're on the 911 tape going, I don't know.
Oh, I love the good cop, bad cop. What cop would you be? I think I would be the bad cop. Yeah, I'll be real bad. I'll be like, you're dumb, you know. I'm doing all of that, but up in her. I'm not gonna sit there and rope her back like that guy did. Nah.
She's breathing. I heard it.
Yes, that's what I didn't know if she was breathing or not.
I don't know.
That's not how I wanted it at all.
I have the tapes. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
We have all of it.
Yes, I know you have the tapes. I'm not confused at all about that, but I'm really confused about this. I really am.
You seem very confused.
I am.
Then why are you saying you're not confused?
I'm not confused that you have the tapes. I'm not confused that you didn't hear what was going on, but the fact that you're trying to say that I was careless on the phone said, I don't know. No, that's not right.
Are you confused about the medical evidence that we have?
Yes, I'm confused about all of this. The fact that you guys are saying it was bruises to her bones?
To the bone.
That's insane. That's insane.
There's nothing insane about this.
I don't even
There's
know.
nothing insane about this. You want to know what this is? This is her leg. This is the inside of her leg, and that is blood that's not supposed to be there. You want to see her arms? This is blood that's not supposed to be on her arms. Do you understand? That is blood that is not supposed to be there. Her legs are supposed to be almost milky pink. These are bruises. These are legit 100% bruises caused by an adult with a whole lot of force.
This is insane to me.
Yeah.
I already showed you what I need to show you. I ain't got nothing else for you.
I thought she would have got up at some point in time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Mommy, I'm just kidding. That's how in disbelief I am and was about the situation. She was fine when she got to the hospital. She was fine. She was.
You know what? You
You're probably right. She probably was okay when she got in the tub. But that's what happened after.
She wasn't in the tub that long. Nothing happened after.
Shavia. Look at me. Please. Please look at me. The tub didn't kill this baby.
So she did die from drowning.
No.
So why wasn't water coming out of her?
Because it's natural. I mean, why? She was in the water. So water got inside her.
No. No. She was breathing. I seen her. That's what I told you guys. She was breathing in the water. That's why I told her to sit up. She sat up. And then I left and came back and she was laying back down. She was not in a situation to be, oh, no, 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 no. I'm still like, damn, is she gonna come back? Is this really a f***ing game right now? Is there any way possible she's just gonna get up and you guys are gonna tell us to come get her?
She's not coming back.
No. She was breathing in that water. I'm telling you, she was alive. Nothing happened to her in the tub. She was breathing in the water. And I'm telling you that for sure. Because I had to tell her to sit up and stop doing that. And she did. She was fine.
So did she get the whooping before you put her in the tub?
What? She didn't get a whooping.
Or was it after?
She didn't get a whooping that morning. At all. She didn't get a whooping.
Shavia, we've explained to you what happened.
Why do you think she got a whooping that day?
Well, if you said she was alive when you put her in the tub.
Very well.
The injury could have happened prior to you putting her in the bathtub. And then she expired while she was in the tub.
No. I'm telling you, she was up. She was up.
Well, I'm saying she could have maybe walked to the tub with that type of an injury. I doubt it. You would have probably had to carry her.
No. She walked to the tub.
See, the thing that unfortunately that we're faced with, that we have to deal with, because this isn't going away. It's not. This is real. This is as serious as it gets. It doesn't get any more serious than this. We have a 5-year-old little girl that loved her daddy and loved her mama. And when I say loved her mama, I'm talking about you. That little girl woke up Wednesday morning. It's like it was another day. And in some time between the time she woke up and 8 o'clock in the morning, she died. And children just don't die. There were only 2 people inside that apartment. You and her. You're smart enough to understand what I'm talking about. You're intelligent enough to understand what I've explained to you.
I don't.
It might be hard.
She was breathing in the water. I don't.
I'm sure that it's hard to deal with.
I don't.
I get that.
understand that. I don't want to believe that this.
I know you don't.
This can't be normal.
I know you don't want to believe it. I wouldn't want to believe it either. I wouldn't want to believe that I would be capable of doing something like that to a child.
I didn't. I didn't.
You did.
No, you did.
I didn't. I didn't.
And you probably think that if you continue to deny,
No, I don't think
that it's going to
that.
make a difference. But it's not.
Yeah, you guys already have your mindset that it was just me.
You told me it was just you.
Doesn't
Richard,
matter how many
do that,
times
both of you told me that he left.
you say you didn't do it. We know you did. Just confess.
Was gone. You both said that. You said that you were alone in the apartment with her.
She was fine though.
She wasn't.
She was.
No.
She was fine. She was.
Then why'd you try to hurt yourself?
Because I didn't do
Why'd
what
you
I
try to
needed
kill
to do for
yourself?
her.
Why would you try and kill yourself? If it wasn't your fault. What?
Because I was there with her.
So?
I thought she was sleeping.
You didn't think she'd sleep.
I genuinely thought she was
You're
sleeping.
smart enough to know when somebody's sleeping and when they're
No,
dead.
she
You're
played
telling me
right.
that
She's
you
a
don't-
playful kid.
You don't
It's
know
not
the
about
difference
that.
when someone is dead and when they're
No,
alive.
apparently not.
Of course.
I haven't ever been in that type of situation before, so no, I wouldn't know the difference.
Is that?
Like I said, she was still warm. I didn't even realize she was warm.
Shivy, I know you don't think I'm on your side, but I'm the only voice you have right now. This is it. You got me. I am the only one that's willing to tell your story.
She was alive. She was fine.
So what you want me to believe is that this poor child got the beating that ended her life. She was beat to death. The beating that ended her life. Nobody knows how it happened. It just happened. It happened while she was in the tub and you were out having a cigarette. 'Cause one minute she's fine and the next minute she's dead.
She was alive in the tub when she got it. She was alive.
And she could have been.
She was.
But either what? So then what happened before? It doesn't change anything. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter if she was in the tub. It doesn't matter if she was in a car. It doesn't matter if she was laying on the couch. It doesn't matter where she was.
It doesn't matter because if she wasn't in that tub, she wouldn't have died. If I would have walked off, she would be still here.
No, she wouldn't.
She would. She would.
Shivian.
She would still be here if I didn't walk off from her. If I didn't think that.
She had already bled to death.
No.
Yeah,
No.
she did. No, she didn't. It's not a mystery. We know what killed her.
She didn't.
She is so delusional. I don't know. That's the thing. She's not delusional. She's intentionally thinking she's smarter than these guys. Instead of her, this is so useless to me. It's just wasting our taxpayers' money. They've been interrogating her for the past 3 days now, and she keeps saying the same thing. She would be alive if I didn't put her in that tub. She would be alive. She had bruises to her bones. She had bruises to her organs. They said it was like she was hit by a car. That's how much force it was, the beating that this lady gave her. And the dad, I think he was SA-ing her. You know, the little girl had some stuff inside of her. Her vaginal area was destroyed. She had it underneath her nails like she was fighting. She tried to tell her grandmother, Daddy is hurting me. Nobody listened. Nobody listened to her. Everybody, jail. Every last person, jail.
She did.
She didn't.
I don't. Listen, you can say she didn't as much as you want. You can say it till you're blue in the face. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't. I'm sorry. And if that's what makes you feel better, then you can.
If she died, how could she have possibly been breathing in the water? How could she be possibly doing that if she had died?
We told you it takes 2 to 3 minutes for something like that to happen.
She was in the tub longer than 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay. So you probably, if what happened, which I'm assuming for whatever reason you got upset, and you put that whooping on her,
No.
and then you put her in the tub trying to clean her up because she would have been bloody.
Bloody? What?
Yeah.
From her mouth, because she's got injuries in her mouth. She would have had a bloody nose.
What?
So you put her in the tub to clean her up.
No,
that's
that's
what people
completely
do.
made up.
Because we see it all the time.
But I didn't ever agree to or say that that's what
The
happened.
first time that I've seen a
I
dead
didn't at
baby.
no point in time agree to saying that happened. I didn't say that
The
happened.
first time that I've seen a baby with a lacerated liver, that baby died because of that. This ain't the first time. I see this all the time.
She was breathing in that water.
Well, then you whooped her before you put her in the tub.
No.
Yeah,
No.
you did.
No.
Now, I don't know if you used your feet or if you used your hands, or how you did it, or if you struck her with an object that was inside the apartment to cause that type of an injury.
No.
But there is no doubt in anyone's mind that that child died from a beating. And like my partner said,
Are you sure?
absolutely, 100%. Because you yourself
She
said
was breathing
she
in
hadn't
the
been
water.
in any accident. She hadn't been hurt. She didn't have no bruises the night before when you put her to bed. You all said when we put her to bed, she was just
That
fine.
nobody did never say that. I told you she got into a scuffle outside.
Oh, sure. Okay. Not that kind of a scuffle.
She got into a scuffle outside.
Then she would have been dead that day. She'd have been dead that afternoon. Yeah, are you telling me that you had a dead baby in your house all day and you never called the police?
She died.
No, she died in the morning. After Richard left.
No.
Yep.
No, she didn't.
Yep.
And yeah, she did.
I know she
She
did.
drowned.
No, she didn't. She was beat to death.
You just said that, oh, y'all put her to bed, nothing was ever wrong with it. Like, I
told me
didn't.
that.
No, I didn't. I told you she had a scuffle, and that's how she got beat up like that. I told you that from the beginning.
That didn't cause that. You said
She beat her to death over, I think it was like 3 days. She did it. Then the father SA'd her. Then the stepmom did it again. And then she passed.
and she came in with a little black eye. She had dinner, had a sandwich. Y'all watched TV. You put her down on the bed for cat. You said the scuffle was around 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all had dinner and good night and put her in bed. You got her up for a bath the next day and put her in the bathtub. You said she walked to the tub.
All lies. All
So
lies.
if I possibly did that, she would not have been up in the tub for more than 10 minutes.
She wasn't.
If you guys are saying that that was a 2-minute type of situation, no, she was up.
I mean, this is
Very alive.
this is just what you're telling me. I mean, I don't know the timeline. I have to go off what you say. I know she was in the tub because her hair was wet. We know she was in the tub because there was blood in the tub. We know she was in the bathroom because there was blood on the floor. No
That was
doubt.
old.
No
That
doubt
was
in my mind
prior.
when you put her in the tub. I agree.
That was part of that.
100%.
If I go run the water in the tub right now, that blue stuff is gonna fill up the whole tub. And if I let it out and don't wash the tub out, it's gonna fill up again.
But that's not in question. You put her in the tub. You said you put her. I believe you. I believe you did put her in the tub. I do. I do.
So are you guys trying to arrest me for murder?
You are going to be charged with murder.
Good.
Are you serious?
Yes. Very serious.
I did not do that.
How does a 5-year-old vaginal area get destroyed? How? How do they find semen under her fingernails? On her body? She's 5. And no one was there but the stepmom and the dad. Only time would tell. But they did, what is it called? They wouldn't allow the guy who made this video to get the dad's interview. I don't know why, but they wouldn't allow him to get it. So all we have is the stepmom's interview.
Chevion was charged with 1 count of murder and 6 counts of child abuse, including neglect or endangerment resulting in substantial bodily harm. But Richard Davis was allowed to go home and plan a funeral for his daughter.
Okay.
Janiyah's birth mother never attended Janiyah's funeral. Police were also unable to obtain an interview from her. About a year later, lab results for the DNA found underneath Janiyah's fingernails confirmed that that DNA belonged to her father, Richard Davis. Due to the sperm fraction found inside Janiyah, he was arrested on August 17th of 2020 and charged with 1 count of murder, 6 counts of child abuse, neglect or endangerment resulting in substantial bodily harm, 1 count of SA with.
You know what gets me is that she told her grandmother. She told her grandmother in part 1 when she was going to the father's house. She told the grandmother, Dad hurts me. Dad hurts me. I don't want Dad to hurt me no more. Her grandmother needs to go to jail too because she didn't do nothing about it. Everybody failed this little girl. Everybody did.
a minor under the age of 14 and 1 count of lewdness with a child under the age of 14. At first, the trial was going to proceed with the objective being to try the couple together, but a conflict of interest was determined and the courts decided to try the pair separately, with Chevion Miller's trial being dealt with first. She never testified in her own defense, but there were some key points brought up during her trial that certainly need to be addressed. So let's start with the DNA found on the child. The sample taken under Janiyah's fingernail definitely, beyond the shadow of a doubt, belonged to Richard Davis. There was no question about that. There was, however, contention during the trial as to whether or not the DNA found inside Janiyah actually belonged to Richard or was even a match for Richard. But the prosecution showed a photo and claimed that the swabs used to conduct the test took the samples from a position far enough inside the body that a towel simply wouldn't reach. What we do know is that the tiny fraction that was found inside Janiyah's body was confirmed to have 2 DNA donors. One was likely Janiyah, and the other was definitely a male, but the sample was just too small to determine exactly who the male donor was. So the test results on that could neither confirm or exclude Janiyah's father. Richard's arrest stemmed from the fact that there were no other males present around Janiyah for days leading up to her murder. But then about 8 days before Chevion's trial, Richard's SA charge was mysteriously dropped. There were also major disputes about Janiyah's time of death. While Janiyah definitely died in the apartment, her official death was recorded at the hospital as 8:25 a.m. Her body temperature, taken slightly before that, was 87 degrees Fahrenheit, which is significantly lower than normal. Because of this, her estimated time of death was initially believed to have been roughly 2 hours before first responders arrived. And if that was the case, then yes, Chevion was the only one that could have murdered Janiyah because she was the only one with her at the time. But later, Dr. Cornell estimated that Janiyah may have actually passed 3 to 4 hours before she was pronounced dead, which means she very well could have died as early as 3:30 a.m. And that changes everything. I wonder if the bath and the heater were simply ways to keep the body warm long enough for a monster to get offside. And while we can only speculate, thanks to the trial, we now know that could indeed be a possibility. According to the defense, neither the bat nor the belt found in the apartment, as well as other items and evidence, were ever tested, which is kind of odd, especially considering that neither Chevion nor Richard had any damage to their hands. And what about those boxing glove type things seen on the floor in the evidence photos? They'd certainly be a good way to protect one's hands while attacking someone else, but as it stands, they don't seem to have been tested. Another alarming thing the defense brought up was Exhibit 301, which was a video that showed Richard Davis at the Telcris Plasma Donation Center. The claim was that Richard looked visibly distraught roughly an hour and a half before he should have known anything had happened to his daughter. He was described as slouched in his chair, head down, shaking his head. He was also noted by a Telcris worker to not really have reacted much to the news about his daughter. It's impossible for me.
And he was very angry at the Popeyes. Before he went to the plasma center, because neither one of them worked, he went to Popeyes with his friend. I think it's his boyfriend, allegedly. But anyway, he was really angry, the worker said. He was distraught. I believe that he knows what happened to this baby before he even left the house.
Me to watch these clips and not think there's something off about Richard. His demeanor is certainly alarming, but is that due to the context of this video or the lack of context in understanding Richard's baseline behaviors? There's no doubt in my mind that Richard Davis knew something and had something to do with this. And personally, I find his presence in these clips highly unsettling. There's no denying that Richard, by observation only, could be considered strange in his mannerisms, but strange is not evidence that he murdered Janiyah. Another big thing that was brought up briefly during Chevion's trial was Dejanay Williams, the friend Chevion referred to as her sister, the one with the kids that Janiyah allegedly touched inappropriately. The prosecution had tried relentlessly to get Dejanay to respond to subpoenas, but they simply couldn't locate her. They had her name down as Dejanay Johnson, spelled like this, so who knows, maybe that had something to do with it. But suddenly on the last day of Chevion's trial, the prosecutor was somehow able to locate Dejanay and talk her into testifying that morning. In the 3 years leading up to the trial, no one had ever interviewed this witness about the murder. According to the prosecution, Dejanay said she had babysat Janiyah in the apartment on the Saturday before her death and hadn't noticed any injuries on the child. But she did state that she found Richard weird and that he made her uncomfortable. But at the time, she needed a place to stay, so, in her words, beggars can't be choosers. Dejanay also allegedly told the prosecution that on multiple occasions, Richard Davis would turn the TV up and discipline Janiyah in the other room. Dejanay described how she could still hear Janiyah screaming over the noise, but she wasn't exactly sure what Richard was doing to her. However, she went on to note that Chevion had recently told her she wanted out of the relationship, and she was tired of watching Richard's child and being responsible for her. The prosecution alleged that Dejanay heard Chevion say she would kill Janiyah. Not only that, but there was evidence submitted before a grand jury in the form of an anonymous Crime Stopper tip that also claimed someone was going to kill Janiyah. There's no proof, but the prosecution seemed to think that person was Dejanay. The prosecution also mentioned several jail phone calls between Chevion and Dejanay until suddenly, Dejanay decided to sever contact with Chevion for good. The jail phone calls are recorded somewhere, but I was unable to obtain them. Due to objections by the defense, Dejanay Williams was not allowed to testify at Chevion's trial. Also submitted into evidence was a text message from Chevion to Richard days earlier stating, "Your daughter is the devil." Chevion Imani Miller was convicted of first-degree murder and child abuse resulting in substantial bodily harm. She was sentenced to serve 20 to 50 years behind bars. She's currently serving time in the Florence McClure Women's Correctional Facility in Las Vegas, Nevada. Richard Davis was eventually released on bail, and I haven't been able to find a single update on his case.
If you all had known my grandbaby, you would totally love her. She loved her siblings like she loved her siblings. The world is gonna miss out. They're already missing out on the beautiful soul that she was. She'd have been 10 years old. And I wonder what would she have looked like? How long would her hair be? Because she has so much hair. It was crazy. Like, I'm low-key jealous, but she has so much hair on her little tiny head. But I just wonder, would her hair be longer? Would she have wanted it cut? Like, I just all of it. What would she be into? Like, all this stuff that I think about. And I don't know. There's no answer. There will never be an answer for it. At some point, my daughter, Janiyah's mom, confided in us that Richard had physically put hands on her abusively. And I'm just like, what? I remember one time he was telling us about a fight that he had. And he beat this person down so bad that out of his own mouth, he said, "My hands are registered weapons in the state of Nevada." And I was like, wow, that to me was a red flag. This person make you angry and you just took it out. Like, I don't know. I don't remember the details. I just remember that phrase that he said, and it kind of blew my mind. I kept that in the back of my mind all these years. I just remember that when she made the decision to send Janiyah, everybody was against it because I couldn't understand why my daughter didn't call me to be like, can you help me with the girls? Because if I had to get a second job.
Okay, so her daughter gave full parental to the boyfriend, Richard, because her daughter, see, I didn't realize, I thought that was Richard's mom. That's the daughter's mom, the mother's mom. So she had an addiction, so she couldn't get off of it. She was in and out of, what do you call it? Rehab. She was in and out of rehab, and so she just gave all rights to Richard.
Or whatever I had to do to help her, I would have made myself available to do that. Richard wasn't in Janiyah's life, and now all of a sudden, you want to take care of her and this, that, and blah, 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 which I didn't understand. It's like, you've been gone and away for 4 years now. My daughter's been pretty much doing this on her own with intermittent help from me, as I understood where she was at. And now you want to show up? What's that about? Like, what do you have to gain from this? Well, then we found out that he had a girlfriend, Siobhan. I didn't know her, had never met her, didn't know anything about her. But my daughter did tell me that Siobhan had had a miscarriage. And then I found out from, in the strangest way, Siobhan's mom, after the trial, that Richard had beat her and she lost the baby.
What?
So Siobhan's mom told me that. And they let my grandbaby go from Colorado to Las Vegas illegally. The state of Colorado wasn't even supposed to let her come back here because they were the custodians at the time. So she wasn't even supposed to come. No paperwork was done. No, nothing was done. They dropped the ball. They totally dropped the ball. They did not do what they were supposed to do. Now she's in the grave. He could have just sent her back to Colorado. I would have went and picked her up. I would have picked her up. You wouldn't have had to twist my arm. You wouldn't even had to convince me.
But he couldn't send her back because he knows what he already did to her. He couldn't send her back.
None of that. I need to come get you. I'll be there tomorrow. And would have left immediately. So her death was unnecessary. Except for revealing who Siobhan and Richard really are. The next time I had heard anything about Janiyah, her welfare, her well-being, was the day I got the phone call from social services, 15 days after her birthday. She was killed. She was beaten to death. She didn't even get to be 5 years old and start school. Her funeral was on September the 24th of that same year. And I would have liked to have participated, but it seems that Richard and his family took control over the whole thing. They didn't want us to come to the wake. Like, none of that. It's like, what is wrong with y'all?
Look how beautiful she is. She's so cute.
I didn't have any information. Like, I hounded him on Facebook. I need to know when the funeral is because I'm coming. If you think for 1 minute that you're going to bury my granddaughter and I'm not going to be there, you got life and the other stuff completely mixed up. So he finally gave me the date and the time. And so I wanted my daughter to be there. She was going to come and then she didn't. She was going to come. I had $400 to my name and I said, I will buy you a plane ticket right now. But she said, Mama, if I go, I don't trust myself. So me and my mom and Sarah and her best friend went to the funeral. And some people are like, well, why didn't her mom come? Why didn't her? You know what? Don't knock it until you've been there. And I wasn't angry with her for not showing up. I was able to speak at the funeral on her behalf. So we get to the funeral. Richard is standing there. You know, oh, tears. And I'm thinking, I gave him a little side hug because I wanted to feel his spirit. And my mom, she wasn't hugging. She was like, no. She didn't ever like him either. So she certainly wasn't going to give him a hug. So I gave him a little side hug, a little pat, whatever. And it was so fake. It felt fake to me. And that may be harsh, but I was there. It felt fake. And so we're sitting there during the service and the whole thing, and then Richard goes up to the casket and he's I'm looking at him like, bro, this don't feel right to me. This feel like you had something to do with it. And in my opinion, he did have something to do with it. We went to the trial and I knew it was going to be intense. I knew it was going to be graphic. I knew it was going to be a lot of what most people may not be able to handle, but I needed to know what happened to my granddaughter because it wasn't no freaking her heart stopped. Well, yeah, her heart stopped because she was beat to death. That's why her heart stopped, but it wasn't because she had a heart attack or some heart complications. Don't get me twisted because it didn't make any sense. So we get to the trial and we hear all this testimony about the stuff that happened to her, and I am floored. She wasn't just beat. Like, when they showed a picture of her liver, and then they said it is a lacerated liver, the pathologist said it wasn't just like she got, like, maybe punched in the stomach. It looked like someone had stomped on her, and her liver looked like mush.
Jesus.
So, all the details after that, I mean, it was just more and more and more. The bruising all over her body, from her from her neck, all the way down to her ankles. And I'm thinking, you all are trying Siobhan And she, as far as I'm concerned, foolishly took the rap for it. Where was Richard in all of this? Her daddy. Okay, the one that seeded the egg. Where is he at in all of this? Because something in my maternal mind, as a mother and a grandmother, could not possibly calculate or compute the fact that this one woman did all of this. And I still don't fully believe it wasn't. Oh, yes, she's culpable for sure, because she was there and didn't do nothing to stop it. But I don't think it was her. I don't. So we get through the trial. We literally watch them take my granddaughter apart a little bit at a time. Like, we saw the inside of her ribs where she had hemorrhaged because they were broken, and some, if I remember correctly, had broken and healed, and fresh fractures and things like that. And I'm thinking, and then I remember when Richard said to me, my hands are registered weapons with the state of Nevada. That never left me. And it came back screaming loud and clear. I was glad that she was found guilty, but it still didn't sit right in my soul and my spirit that it was all her, because it wasn't. There's no way. But see, that's where my faith comes in handy, because I know that the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, he gonna get the final say. I don't care what nobody say. So we have prayed, me and Sarah, that God would deal with Siobhan's heart. Don't give her no peace. Don't give her no rest until she speaks the truth out of her mouth. Until the absolute truth comes out, there's going to be no justice. There will be no justice for Janiyah. But the paramedic said that her hair was not wet. Now, if you know anything about black people's hair, when it's in braids, Janiyah's hair was braided, and it gets wet, it takes a minute for it to dry.
Yep.
I mean, unless you got like super thin hair, when it's braided and cornrow, it takes a minute for it to dry. So by the time the paramedics arrived, if she had truly been in the bathtub and drowned, her hair would have still been wet. And he said her hair was not wet. So that was like key to the fact that this situation did not happen in no water in the bathtub. Not like that. So we heard a lot. We seen a lot. Stuff that might give some people nightmares. So yeah, that's what happened to my grandbaby. But in my heart, it's not over. It's not over until the truth comes out, because I need to know what part Richard played in Janiyah's death.
You know, it's been 3 years since I first heard the name Janiyah Russell. It's been a lot of tracking down documents, evidence, USB drives getting lost in the mail, multiple times I might add, and even refusals of FOIA or open records requests for various reasons, including Chevion Miller's appeal, which was recently rejected. I've spent so much time researching this little girl's case and her life that even I feel like I should have been at her funeral. It's a horrible case, and cases involving children always stick with me. And this one specifically reminds me so much of Fallon Friedli's murder. For those of you who haven't seen my video on Fallon Friedli, there's so many similarities between these two cases.
Oh, you guys. That was a heavy, heavy case, you guys. I know it was. But we have to get these things out here. So if you believe, you guys, that children deserve protection, if you believe evil must be exposed, then you're in the right place. This is more than commentary to me. This is awareness. It's accountability. It's it makes sure you make sure you like and subscribe. I forget to do that all the time. Make sure you like and subscribe. Please turn on your notifications if you want to hear more cases like this. So I probably am going to do another one. I have another one lined up. So I'm going to end this one, and then I'll be back in the next, we'll say 10 minutes. I have another good one. It's a shorter case. It's only half an hour, so we'll be able to get through that too. So don't forget again to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, X, and Facebook. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.